welcome back to another brand new episode of NH Unscripted. You lucky listeners, yes. We are coming to you from the Car 54 Light Digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. Yeah, got my Navy jacket on, my platform shoes, my bell-bottom pants. We are kicking it off. Your job as a listener is to sit back on your waterbeds, light the incense, fire up the lava lamps, because we're going deep. Yeah. So, 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your Sony Walkmans, 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. I need to thank my sponsor. Well, I am so happy that Shaheen Gordon, the law offices of Shaheen Gordon, sponsoring this show. ShaheenGordon.com is their URL. Because you know what? You never quite know whether you're going to need an attorney. Write it down, put it with your legal papers, stick it on a magnet on your refrigerator. ShaheenGordon.com. Their phone number is 603-614-5560. They are everywhere in this state, and actually they have a law office in Hawaii. Yeah, maybe they'll invite me out. Yeah. I mean, I could use a tan, right? Anyway, ShaheenGordon.com. 603-614-5560. Concord, Dover, Manchester, Nashua, Peterborough. Okay. That's all the detailed stuff I have to get into. Well, we have Ovation Theater Company in the house. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Well, a lot of smiling faces. Meg, good morning.
Good morning.
Why don't we go around the room just quickly and introduce ourselves, and then we'll get into the heavy stuff.
Sure. I'm Meg Gore, and I'm the owner and artistic director at Ovation Theater Company in Londonderry.
Welcome.
I'm Katie Gore. I'm her daughter, but also I choreograph quite a bit, and I'm currently choreographing and also performing in The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Ooh, we're going to have questions for you today.
I'm Jillian Mashabrudi, and I'm also in Hunchback, and I do other things sometimes with them.
And I'm Deborah Hernandez, and I'm also in the show.
Welcome. It's always good to be out of bed, isn't it? So, let's talk about Hanjo. Who picked it? Did you pick this, Meg?
As a team, we kind of pick it. The family gets together and we decide on our season, and this happened to be our big summer one.
So I saw Hunchback, and I'm thinking, okay, this has got to be some heavy lifting here. This is not like just light. You're not doing Annie. This isn't like, Music Man. So let's get right into the heavy stuff here. How many people in the cast? Is there an orchestra in this? And give me everything.
Sure. There are 44 people in the cast.
Dang.
And that is about half and half on stage and choir. So this show requires a choir. So that's it's such a beautiful show. And you said a lot of heavy lifting. It's definitely a challenging show, but it's so beautiful, and it's got some great messages, and the story is just fabulous, and our cast is extremely talented, from choir to everybody on stage.
Yeah.
And so
how everybody having fun? Yeah? Is this a show that you've been wanting to do for a while, or is this like come out of nowhere for you?
Kind of came out of nowhere for me.
Yeah?
And Katie was like, I have a vision. Months ago, I'm like, well, I'm sold. So then I'll try for it, I guess.
Have you seen any of the other productions of it
No.
before? Oh, no.
I feel like they don't do it very often.
Yeah.
At least in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Because it's such a beast of a show.
It is. It literally is. I mean,
Yeah.
I saw it done at the Audi. Massive. Massive. And they just did it, not meaning to contradict you at all. I don't mean to do that. But they just did it up at the Colonial Powerhouse.
Yep.
And they were using, the heck with the, never mind. I'll think of it in a minute. But
Scaffolding.
Thank you, sir.
I was going to say I was in it.
Old man. Oh, yeah. That's how I knew about it. That's right. Yeah, scaffolding. So I'm sure you're not doing that. But so what's it look like?
So we have a wooden scaffolding as well. Ours is kind of split up. We're at the Derry Opera House, which is a much smaller stage than the Colonial. But it's a great venue because it's got some intimacy to it. and still seats a good number of people. So our set is kind of split up into 3 different parts. We've got the scaffolding area, we have a center area with a rose window, and then we have a big cathedral arch. So we kind of use the whole. There's not really a lot of backstage space, so we can't.
None. You can say none.
I'm being kind. So it's, we're pretty much trying to keep everything on stage and be very efficient in how we use the space.
Man, you got to be like an air traffic controller trying to get everybody moving when they need to and not bumping into each other.
Yeah.
So. I want to talk a little bit, before we get into all the details about the musical itself, let's get into a little bit about your backgrounds, if you don't mind. Meg, talk about yourself and the company for people who don't know.
Sure. So I've been doing theater ever since I was little, but I started Ovation Theater Company back in 2019.
What timing?
I know, right, exactly.
COVID,
Right. And so... It's a family-run business, so obviously I have Katie here involved, and Tim, in this show, Tim is our stage manager, but he's done a lot of stuff with the company. He's directed and been involved a lot as well. And my husband, Dan, he's actually in the choir in this show, but he also is our business manager, and so definitely a family-run business is always a passion of mine and a dream of mine to open up a theater company. So we finally got to the point where it's like, you know what, I don't do it now, it's not going to happen. So we did it.
I can't imagine that you had sold out houses at COVID time.
So we performed in a parking lot for Chorus Line in a parking lot that summer, and we had you can't really sell out a parking lot, but we actually did have people coming. We sold parking spaces, every other parking space, to families, and so it was a very unique but very hot situation.
Oh man, so challenging and hot. Yeah,
very much.
Yeah, COVID and heat.
Yeah, outdoor shows are great in theory. In reality, they're pretty stressful.
Oh man. So let's go around the room, introduce yourself one more time, and then I want to talk to you about your love for theater.
Yeah. I'm Katie, and I have been going to rehearsals ever since I was born because my whole family does theater. And really ignited my passion for theater education specifically through working with my mom. And so I got my degree in theater education, and now I'm a full-time theater teacher year-round in Springfield, Massachusetts.
Wait, what? Is that true?
Yes, I am.
Forgive me. She doesn't look even 20. You've already graduated and you're teaching?
Yeah, I'm teaching.
What is happening
just
to me?
finished
My
my fifth year of teaching.
Before me. Okay, all right.
Yeah. And then in the summers I come up and I choreograph, which is a lot of fun.
Katie, what attracts you to theater itself? I don't mean to get too personal, but it's not for everybody. Mm-hmm. I have friends who they won't go near a stage. They don't want to perform, so why are you involved? What attracts you to it?
So many things. I think for me, it's two things. One, I just love the particular form of storytelling, of the live interaction with the audience, and being able to experience that is so different from any other medium, I feel. And then what drew me to theater education was just the way that it teaches so many life skills beyond just being on stage, but also how to work in a group of people, work ethic, perseverance, and just being able to present yourself in front of people. And I feel those are all skills that are just so important in life.
No kidding.
And so that's why I wanted to be a theater teacher. And that's also a big part of why education is a big part of Ovation's mission. And so that's a big thing that draws me to it. And then with
to be in I'm sorry, I didn't mean that.
No, it's okay.
No, I'm sorry. Do you prefer to be in the background or do you prefer to be on stage?
I like both.
You do?
I think with theater education, I prefer to sort of be behind the scenes, but then it's fun during the summer to come and be able to do a little bit of both. In this show, I'm choreographing, but I'm also performing in it. And with choreographing, I always approach it with musical theater from a storytelling first perspective of how can the choreography and the dance help to elevate the story that we're telling. And so that's what really draws me to it. And that was part of what really excited me about Hunchback, was that it's a story that is not always told as specifically through dance, and I thought there was like a really exciting opportunity to infuse that within this show.
Oh man, I got more questions coming up for you. Hang on. Hey, you hear that music in the background? Oh, you know what that means. That block one done. Yeah, there we go. Charlotte's over. You're listening to NH Unscripted, you lucky listeners. You got a friend around here. I'm your James Taylor-like host, Ray Dudley, coming from the dating game like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your Sony Walkmans. 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls of Manchester. talkradio.com is our URL. I'll tell you a little bit more about what's going on out there. Ovation Theater Company's in the house. We're going to peel back some info here in a second. Be right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted, where, my baby, she wrote me a letter. I'm your Box Tops like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the YMCA-like conditions of the WKXL studios in Concord. I can smell the pool chlorine from here. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your Sony Walkmans. 101.9 FM for the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful souls in Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Today, we are talking Hunchback. I had a faux pas because I did originally want to talk to you about your Spam-A-Lot and how that went. I did, and I'm not that back in May because I had an itch to scratch there about that and see how the kids all did it. Anyway, just wanted to get that out on the table. May, can you give us some dates and some pricing, please, and a URL?
The ticket link can be found at ovationtc.com.
Just happen to have it up.
And the show opens next Thursday, so it's Thursday night, Friday night at 7 p.m., and then Saturday at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. So nice. 4 shows.
24th to the 26th.
24th, yeah, sorry, 24th to 26th.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on, let me get out my paper. I just asked you your name like 5 minutes ago.
It's okay.
Terrible? I know. I do that at the home, too. I'm like walking around looking for the applesauce. Anyway, Jillian, tell us a little bit about your background.
I've, done dance and I've sang.
Well, I think that's every version of the word. There you go.
Yeah.
It's like an English language, an English class right there.
I've only started doing theater my freshman year of high school, so I've done it 6 years now, because I was a little quiet and kind of scared, but again, going kind of back to Katie, I've always loved storytelling, and I think I just needed the push from peers and my sister, and I've never looked back now, and I'm going to college for dance. So.
You are?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How many years in are you?
It's very complicated, on and off, but now it's on for life.
Okay. Well, that was very definitive.
She was also one of my assistant choreographers on this show.
Got you. I am coming back to choreography in just a second. Deborah.
My first show was in 6th grade, and I was Fiona in Shrek, which I think middle school shows are always so special to start out with. But then a few years later, I got discovered by the music director when Ovation did their first show, which was Les Miserables. He played piano for a choir concert, and he was like, hey, a friend of mine is opening a theater company. You should totally audition. And I was like, I don't know this show, but I'll audition anyway. And long story short, I've been there ever since, and just grown so much as a performer and as a person, kind of going back to Katie and all those life skills that you learn just as a human being, and just seeing the world through a different lens through theater. So yeah, it's been a gift.
So do you just enjoy the performing of it itself, or do you like the impact that it has on the audience?
Definitely.
I think the impact more.
Because it's important. I mean, you can get out there and you can perform, you can dance, you can sing, and you're having a good time with your friends, and everybody's happy and joyous, and you can walk away, and that could be the end of it. But there are productions that actually touch people,
right,
and you want to touch them, and you want to make sure that they're being moved or touched by it. Is this one of those for you?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I think that was a
definitely.
big part of what drew us to Hunchback is the beauty of the story and also its relevance in like today's world and just all the unrest. Like it has such a beautiful message about humanity and compassion and love. And I think that's a big part of what all of us have tried to infuse within the show.
I'm glad you used the word beauty. It is. It's a beautiful
It
show.
is.
It is.
Yeah, the score is gorgeous.
Yeah,
It is.
absolutely.
So are you guys having, did you say you have a live orchestra or are you using tracks?
No, we're using tracks.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a problematic situation as opposed to...
For us in the opera house, it works because with the spacing that we have, if we had a choir,
Called none space. No
And-
space.
and we wouldn't know where to put them. They'd be out on
Yeah,
the
no
lawn
kidding.
and out front playing, and we'd have to pipe in music. But
Yeah.
it works for us in that space.
Is it a challenge to mount this in that space?
Everything's a challenge
I
to
mean, how do you
in that
hook a
space.
rope up to like the bell tower and have him like move around and, you know?
Yeah, well, yeah, it
Breeds creativity.
It does.
Yeah,
But
very well said.
I love the being creative in that way. So
Uh-huh.
saying, okay, well, how do we make this work? Like, you know, when you're involved in live theater, it's never, we can't do that. It's how do we make that work? How do we make that happen?
Excellent point.
So we do it, just do it, you know?
I
Yeah.
also think with a show like this, having the choir gives the feel of having live music because the choir almost acts as an orchestra, I feel, in this show. And I mean, can I say where we're putting the choir in the opera house? We're putting the choir in the balcony of the opera house, so it's going to have like a very like
Nice.
surround sound kind of immersive feel. So we're being very
Yeah.
creative with the space that we do
Like
have.
those old cathedral kind of
Exactly.
things.
We wanted to kind of feel like
Yeah.
you're in the cathedral.
Smart,
Yeah.
smart. You know, since you're talking, Gail, let's talk about choreography. That has got to be a massive undertaking, right? You have
Yeah.
40 people, you said, in the show?
44.
44.
Yeah, how do you move them all?
Well, it helps that it's a little bit split on stage and choir. But so part of my vision was that Hunchback a lot of times doesn't have a ton of dance, but I felt like the music just called for that. Like it's so epic
for
and so
you.
beautiful. And I said, okay, how can we use dance to like not just be, you know, dance moves on stage, but to actually elevate the storytelling. And so my vision that Jillian was talking about earlier was, what if we cast the gargoyles, who are sort of the manifestation of Quasimodo's like thoughts and the way that the show is written, as a group of dancers. And so Jillian and myself are both playing gargoyles. And so throughout the show, we sort of see them as Quasimodo's like protectors, because also I did some research on like the historical use of gargoyles and how they were protectors of like the goodness inside the church and like expelling evil. So we see them throughout the show protecting Quasimodo and supporting him, but also like expelling the evil within like Frollo and other characters like that. And so their interactions are very different. And so I use that throughout as a way to like infuse the messages and the themes of the show in a sort of different and creative way.
So not only do you have the challenge of choreographing the show, but age. Mm-hmm. What's the span here of the cast? They're all young, right?
No,
What?
This is our adult cast.
Yes,
Oh, it
our
is?
adult
Yeah.
cast, yeah.
Oh.
The youngest is 17, but we only have
We have two
Choose.
people who are 17,
Oh, I thought
but
this
everybody
was a
else
youth
is adult.
production too.
No.
Very interesting then. Oh, well, I
Yeah.
take back what I just said. So you can scratch those 5 minutes out. So, but how about then the grade of dance? Look, some of us get on stage, we're not very good dancers. Let's face it. So, quality, talent-wise, challenge for you as well.
we had we had a huge turnout for auditions for the show.
You did?
So we were able to be very selective because again, well, I don't want to harp on the opera house, but we can't put a huge cast on the opera house stage, so we are limited there. So we could be very selective, which means we selected amazing actors, dancers, singers, and our gargoyles are really triple threats because they have to be able to dance because Katie's choreography is difficult, but they also have to be able to sing and act because those roles in the show have lines, they have singing parts, and so we were able to select a great group and very talented
You
group
are
for that.
crazy fortunate.
So, yeah.
Crazy. I mean, you could have had just
Always.
regular how do I put this without offending? Wait, I'm not gonna. So you could have just regular community theater people show up who have never been in a show before and not have had great talent show up and have to deal with that.
Yeah, no, we were so blessed with the people who showed up to audition for the show. I mean, there were people cut that were talented, or extremely talented. So it's, I mean, our principal roles are filled by just, I mean, Deborah's
playing Esmeralda.
Nice. You could have said that earlier. Okay, that's all right.
I was waiting for her to say.
Oh, well.
She says, I'm in the show.
I know.
My bad.
But all very talented. Sorry, I jumped in. I know. I think I
No,
cut you
you're
off.
So, all right. So the choreography is mainly obviously they're up in the balcony. There's no choreography necessary for those
Not quite.
folks. I would assume. Maybe I shouldn't. But, so you have all of these people now that are on stage, and now you're down to like 25. But it's not a big stage either.
No, it's not.
That stage is not huge.
Nope.
So are you using like the front of it as well, like coming off of it and
little bit.
interacting like that way? And
Yeah,
the
we're
audience
using
of
all
it?
the space that we have.
Good for you.
And the set that Meg designed in combination with our wonderful set designers has a lot of like levels that are able to be used by dancers and all cast members throughout. So we're able to create like interesting stage pictures even with limited stage space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God, we're halfway through this show. This is insane. But that's why I get out of bed. Welcome. You are listening to NH Unscripted. Yeah, having a ball today. So happy to be out of bed. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM. That's for you folks in Concord. 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester and surrounding areas. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. And yes, we're talking Hunchback. Put your big pants on. We'll be right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted. We are coming to you from the Taj Mahal-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. My God, it's cavernous in here. We are talking with the folks from Ovation Theater Company, Derry-based, right, Derry?
Londonderry.
Londonderry. Thank you for correcting me. I appreciate that. We're going to talk with Deborah about Esmeralda. So you get this character. How do you make this your own? How do you imbue into this character something beautiful? I'm going to stick with that word, if you don't mind, Mickey. How do you bring your own perspective to this thing?
So I know that Katie will explain a little bit more about how the show isn't exactly like the Disney show.
Okay.
But all of the principals, or just every character in the show, has so much depth. These characters are not black and white. Specifically, Esmeralda has such complicated relationships with all three of the principals, with Quasimodo, with Phoebus, and with Frollo. So,
did you find that to be a challenge? Is that something that, I mean, because you have to, obviously you're going to have to differentiate. So,
yeah, just like thinking of like the consistency of who she is as a person, but also having such different relationships with all three of them. But I found it to be a joy working with all three of the other principals. They're just such wonderful, talented people to work with, and it's always such a joy. But I think Esmeralda carries a lot of what the message of the show is trying to put out there, of, you know, loving people who, you know, aren't really loved, or people that are outcast, but also fighting for what you believe in, even in the midst of such a great place of authority like the church, or like Frollo as well. So it's difficult carrying those two things in tandem, but I think it's powerful and it's very important right now for people to hear.
yeah.
So.
Oh wait, I did see a photo of you, right? Kneeling? Were you? Was that the? Was that
Yeah,
on
there was a
Instagram?
clip of her singing.
Yeah. I take it back.
It's okay.
I'm just not caffeinated enough. That's what I'm blaming it on. I'm just going to sit right there. You mentioned, Deborah, that there are other people in this play. Do they have names? Any of the principals?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I imagine they do.
So our Quasimodo is played by Eric Berthiaume. I don't know how to pronounce
Yeah.
his last name. Great.
Incredible voice, by the way.
Absolutely incredible. And he is such, he's so humble. He's so kind. He's great at what he does. But he always is so selfless and is always so willing to work with others. So he's incredible. And then our Frollo is played by Will
Caswell.
And then our Phoebus is played by Kevin Lundy.
How is the cohesion of the cast? Good?
Really
Great.
good.
Yeah, this
It's
is
important.
a very, very, knock on wood, very drama-free cast. So we keep the drama.
I know that, knock on wood, very well.
We keep up the drama on stage, and they're excellent at it. And they're all really kind and great people to work with. And they, I can see their passion for the show coming out in the rehearsals.
Everyone
so.
off book?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
they've been off book for a while.
Oh, you say that like, oh, you're very proud of that. Look at that.
I think what's really cool too is it's a group of people that I think all cares really deeply about the show,
Yeah.
about the message of it, and about making it really, really excellent. Just really high quality people, high quality performers, but also high quality human beings.
Yeah, that's incredibly important, right? And that comes across. I don't know how many people who sit in an audience understand how important it is that everyone really do kind of get along.
Yeah.
Because it's a team sport.
Absolutely.
You know, if you're fighting with each other or you just don't like each other, that's going to carry off too. I mean, in some degree, you can be the greatest actor in the world, but, you know, if you're just an idiot, you know, that's going to... All right, so enough. There's my soapbox for the day. So, what are... Meg, please give out the URL again, because we're going to...
OvationTC.com.
Thank you. And show dates?
July 24, 25, and 26.
Yeah, coming right up.
Opens less than a week.
No kidding, no kidding. Costumes. Who's doing your costumes?
So Carnalisa Metz is heading up our costume team, and she's terrific. She's got everything organized. We have our first full costume day tomorrow, and she's already organized everything and gotten everything in line. And
Yeah?
so
How's it looking?
Great. It's it's a combination of things we've had in stock, or she's made things, or we've gotten loans from the Bedford High School and from actor singers. So it's kind of a collaborative effort when putting costumes together. So
Yeah. Is it very traditional looking? I mean, is it... So you
I
didn't
would
like make it
say
a contemporary...
We did not
kind
do
of-
a
yeah.
steampunk version of Hunchback. No, I would say it's fairly traditional.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So are we like robes? Are we talking, you know...
Begins with robes, yeah.
Yeah.
And the choir's all in robes.
Yeah.
So.
Had to be a little bit creative with the gargoyle costuming because we're dancers,
True.
so had to be able to move really well and took a little bit more of an abstract approach with that.
Yeah.
But other
Yeah, we
than
wanted
that-
to make sure they were safe. They do a lot of rolling, tumbling, lifting, all that. So we had to have them in a costume that was safe for them to do all of that
No
in.
kidding, right?
So, yeah.
Huh. Or I'll sign this waiver that, you know...
They do that anyways.
So is everybody happy with the way it's going at this point? Is the cast really like, yes, we're there,
I'm the
we're
ones in
there?
it. I am, but
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is such a team effort, and everyone in the cast is so important because we're all working together all the time, and we're all here collectively telling one story. So yeah, we are all working as a unit, and we've worked so hard. So yeah, we're excited to have an audience,
Yeah.
and for people to hear what we have to say.
Yeah. Good point, good point. I have a friend who may not be a friend much longer, but he was terrible about getting off book, and he would literally wait till Tech Week, and he'd say, well, that's my method. And I'm like, dude, get over it. You cannot do that. You can't spring a character on us in that Tech Week.
No.
What are you kidding me? So is everybody now very comfortable with their roles? Are things just smoothly rolling along, timing-wise? Because that's a lot of movement. I mean,
It is.
Yeah, it is a lot.
Yeah, definitely. And we had a run through on Tuesday, and I was like, more than a week out from the show, it's in great shape.
Yeah?
Yeah. At this point, we just need the set. Like, we're in a really good spot.
Is there something particular about... Because you do not work with any of the set at this point?
no, we have it taped out.
Some elements,
Yeah.
yeah.
In our rehearsal room, but so they've had an idea of what it would look like if it was flat.
Yeah.
But it's
1D.
this one has a lot of levels. I love levels. If you ever work with me, you'll hear that a lot. So this set is one of my dream sets as far as levels and different heights and things, and that different things we're using. And so they got to see the wooden scaffolding the other day because the person who built it came and set it up again at our studio outside because it's too tall for inside. Then some of them got to play on it, and sort of, it's kind of like a big jungle gym.
Yeah.
So how tall is it?
I think it goes up 12 feet or so, but the highest platforms, because of lighting, are 6 feet.
I forget about the lighting there.
Because our lighting designer, who is excellent, by the way, Becca Bulio is our lighting designer for this show. We love working with her. She's got great visions, and but she always, every time we put somebody higher than 6 feet, she gets mad because she can't light their heads because of the way that everything's done. But yeah, she has a great vision for this show.
Nice. Pre-sales doing well?
Yeah.
We're picking up. Yeah, they're pretty good right now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why don't you give me some more dates and prices and all that stuff?
July 24th through
Yeah.
26th. That's next week. Well, I keep saying that, but anyway.
This
yeah, this coming week.
Yeah, good point.
OvationTC.com there's a link there.
Thank you.
To get the tickets.
So, is this a show that any of you have like been dying to do before? You're like, oh man, if this ever comes up on my radar, I'm gonna be in so good.
Yes.
Yeah. Why? I mean, there's a million shows out there. Why this one?
It's the story, really, and just the impact that it can have on an audience. Even if you're not a theater person or like someone who likes shows, I think you'll be impacted by the story. And specifically Quasimodo just represents so much of humanity and just frailty and like the desire for love and hope, and I think we all need that.
Yeah. So for folks, I probably should have started with this, but for folks who don't really, and there may be some who have no idea what Hunchback is about, can someone encapsulate for us real quick? Give us an overview. What is it about?
Sure. It's about the character of Quasimodo, who has been locked away in a bell tower his entire life. He's a disabled character. He's experienced like discrimination throughout, and sort of his journey, and like the way that he goes out into the world, he experiences hatred and discrimination, and then like his relationship with Esmeralda, as well as Frollo and Phoebus, and how all of them are connected, and how that message of humanity comes through in that.
Katie, we're going to get into that a little bit more when we get back. You are listening to NH Unscripted, you lucky listener. We are your ode to Billy Joe. I am your Bobby Gentry-like host, Ray Dudley, coming to you from the honeymooner-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM, 101.9 FM for the beautiful, beautiful souls in Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. We will be right back. Kind of peel some more of this little onion. Welcome back to NH Unscripted. My sweet Lord, I am your George Harrison-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the YMCA-like conditions of the WKXL studios in Concord. I can smell the pool chlorine. My gosh, it's crazy. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your transistor radios. 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester, and our URL is nhtalkradio.com, where should you happen to go out there, you can find a link where you can listen to this show live every Wednesday and Friday morning at 9 a.m. Or let's say you're lonely and you wake up in the middle of the night and you need a friend. You can find the archives of this, what should be award-winning show, out there, plus all the other great stuff that takes place here at the studio. Katie, you said this is, and you made it a point to bring up that this is not the Disney version.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that important to you?
Yeah, I think it's important. So the Disney movie is beloved by a lot of people, but this musical has songs from the Disney film, a lot of like really beloved songs like Out There and God Help the Outcast and beautiful music. But the story is actually more based on the original novel by Victor Hugo, which means Victor Hugo, who also wrote Les Miserables. It's a lot more complex than the slightly sanitized Disney version. Still very dark, but I would say, similar to what Deborah said earlier, that in the Disney version, the characters are presented a little bit more black and white in terms of this character is the evil character and this character is the good character. And the musical dives more deeply into the complexity of that, in that no character is purely good or purely evil. The lyric that comes up throughout the show is what makes a monster and what makes a man, and there really is no black and white answer to that, which I think is part of the beauty of the complexity of the show. And so I think in the musical, every character is more fully human and well-rounded than in the Disney movie. And so it allows the show to explore a lot more complex themes. It's significantly darker than the Disney movie, but I think that's part of the beauty of it, is that it's not afraid. It doesn't shy away from the complexity of every character.
And you didn't attempt to sanitize it then, that means either,
No.
make it a little bit better. So folks are going to go there and they'll probably see themselves in some of these characters. Right?
Definitely.
Because it's really humanity.
Yeah. I think a little bit of themselves.
I don't
in
have a
almost
dark
every
side,
character.
just saying. But, I know there are people who do.
Yeah.
What are some of the big numbers that people should look forward to?
Oh, so many. We posted a little clip of God Help the Outcast, which Deborah sings beautifully, backed by our amazing choir. Made of Stone was also posted that Eric sings, and that is a gorgeous, complex song. Hellfire is this really powerful number. And then there's the full cast numbers too, like Esmeralda, which ends Act 1, and everyone comes together in this beautiful layered sort of way. And there's duets and trios and just so much beautiful music. Truly,
all of it.
Yeah, there's not a sleeper track in this one.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
What some of these great shows like this, they just give you goosebumps when they.
Oh, yeah.
Certain things are hit and they're hit right.
Every
You're
rehearsal.
Like, oh
I get
my
goosebumps,
gosh.
and I've seen it. I'm
Yes,
done it.
You're in it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter
That's
how
a
many
good point,
times.
because it's difficult, right, to stay in character. I mean, you want the beauty. You want to enjoy it yourself too. I mean, obviously we can't, but you are. So, are you finding that with a lot of people finding that it's just they're so into
Absolutely.
it?
Yeah. Even as director, I still get goosebumps watching the runs. There's so many moments. We put some great moments out in these little clips, but there are so many wow moments in this show.
That's so good to hear.
The music's so beautiful, and the cast just bring together. I mean, even the whole prologue is 12 minutes long.
Yep.
I mean, it's this continuous thing, and just builds and builds and builds and ends really powerfully. And then we go into some scenes and with more music, and then the whole show ends again with this really long but beautiful finale. Where
It's epic.
Yeah, epic is really a great word to
That's
describe
a great
it.
adjective. Great adjective.
It's been fun. We've had a couple people like Carnelise, our costume designer, and Becca, our lighting designer, come to see sections of the show, and they both cried. So I think even just in rehearsal, it reminds us that oh yeah, this is a really beautiful show. We're excited to share it with people.
Yeah. So this is one of those shows where the audience just could snap out of their seats at the end. It's a gift, right?
Yeah.
Not every show's a gift, but a lot of these wonderful big cast shows are gifts.
Definitely.
And when people go home, they're like, oh my God, I'm so glad I went and saw that.
Right.
All right, let's get some more dates back out because we are in the last block.
So it's July 24, 25, and 26.
Yeah.
July 24th and 25th, it's at 7 p.m. That's Thursday and Friday. And then on Saturday, it's 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. And the ticket link can be found at our website, ovationtc.com.
Great. Where does this show sit in is this the beginning of your series or end of the series, mid-season? What?
We have, in our season, we have one more show after this. Freaky Friday comes up in November, so that one will audition at the end of August.
Okay. So you have people who need to sing, people who need to dance, people who need to act. Any one of those can be a hurdle. But when you begin to ask for people who can do all three, now you're getting into territory that, you even Broadway people can sometimes struggle. It's a big hurdle. So talk a little bit about the talent that you've been able to, you mentioned a little bit about the auditions.
Yeah.
But now as they unfold and they have a chance to work with the script and the music, are there things, and they can find things of their own. There are moments in theater where you become very relaxed as a character, and you find certain personality traits or certain quirks that you're able to imbue into the character. Is that happening now? You finding everybody comfortable enough that, yeah?
Definitely, yes. Just from the very beginning, I mean, they all started out very strong. We knew that going into it. But I have seen growth in all of them, all the actors. And I don't know if it's the material, I think that's part of it, or just the time they've had to work with it, or getting to know their characters better. I mean, we have people actually on stage where it is their very first time on stage, ever. And
you wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
You would never know it.
That speaks volumes.
Yeah. But I also think, again, they love their characters. They love the show. They love the message or messages in the show. So I think when you have that combination, they work even harder at it. People are getting better and better. And, at some point I'm like, I don't know if they can get better. And they do. They're just that focused on it and that sort of connected to their parts.
I hope whoever listens to this understands how difficult some of the stuff we're talking about is, because you can have people who can take on a role and it doesn't evolve from what you've maybe seen at auditions. You see something, you're like, oh, that's gold, but they never grow. That character just sits there like that, and it's such a waste. But to watch people who, they finally get off book, they finally got down their blocking and their singing, and now they can become a real person. That is huge. It's huge.
Absolutely.
And it's what really takes it from just kind of a reading to a production, to something that's emotive, to something that people can take home with them. That's again, the gift. It's, so, and I think, how do I put this? When you've got a team, and 40 people, that's a team, there is a certain amount of cohesiveness that has to be there. It has to take place. Is everybody comfortable with that now? Are you finding that even though the choir is going to be up in the balcony, I mean, they're obviously not on stage, but are they able to really synergize, work syncopationally with everybody else and very comfortably? Yeah?
Yeah, and I think that's testament to, we haven't mentioned our music director yet, who is doing...
Please do.
Amazing. So Sarah Herron is our music director, and we've worked together as a team, Katie and Sarah and I, for the past several summers, and she's just terrific at what she does. She makes every rehearsal basically a voice lesson, and she teaches foundation, she teaches tricks and things to improve. And I mean, even some of our most seasoned actors who are in this show are learning stuff about their own voices and how to present, and which is just amazing. And Sarah is, a lot of times the show is done with 2 music directors for the choir and the onstage cast. Sarah's taken all of it on, and she's doing
Glutton
an amazing
for punishment.
job. And she's also in the choir, and she's conducting the choir.
Oh my God, Meg, please give us the dates and URL again.
It is July 24, 25, 26, ovationtc.com.
Thank you all for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
I do hope it rocks. I really do. And I do honestly hope folks get out, go see dinner, grab your favorite squeeze, go to dinner, go see a play, go down, see Hunchback down there. It's a beautiful show. You have been listening to NH Unscripted. Yeah, this is why we exist. We are coming to you from the dating game like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. I might be in chair number 3. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM, 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. NHtalkradio.com is our URL. Meg, where's it going to take place?
at the Derry Opera House in Derry, New Hampshire.
Thank you.